Wonderful algebra students. Today we're going to go back over how to add and subtract polynomials. That was in chapter 8 if you have your materials home. I'm going to go over 4 examples, 2 adding, 2 subtracting, and hopefully it'll help you get through the little mini lesson for today. So we're going to start with adding. And then we'll move into subtraction today. My advice for you is to take the notes as I go, write down the examples, and then they will help you when you go to answer the questions. So, in the beginning here, we're going to add. So it's just like adding like terms, like x's with x's and y's with y's and z's with z's, except for we're adding the like terms based upon the exponent. And remember, standard form, it means that the highest exponent has to come first. So when adding, it's really wise to just look at your whole equation here and go, okay, what's my highest exponent? Clearly, x to the third power is the highest exponent here and here as well. So we're going to add those together. Remember, there's a hidden 1 in front of any variable without a number in front. So there's really 1x to the third plus we're adding to that a positive 3x to the third. So when we put that together, 1 plus positive 3 is going to give us 4x to the third. And you can cross them out as you go, especially if they're not in order, it might help out. Okay, so then look, do we have any x to the second power in here? And we don't, so we can skip to the next one. So remember, a plain x technically has a 1 on it as a power, so we're going to use that next. So now you've got negative 2x plus you're going to add another negative 2x to that. So a negative plus a negative, if you owe me $2 and then you owe me 2 more, you're really adding those together, giving you a negative 4x. And you can use your calculator to check that as well. What you would do is negative 2 plus negative 2. Oh, excuse me, I missed something, but we'll go back to it. Some of you probably already see it. I missed the 3x, so what I should have put in there is that one with those other 3. So this 3x right here should have gone in there. For now, I'm going to put it here and then I'll simplify it. And then the 4 has no match, so that one goes on. So in the end, I really should have put these together right from the beginning, but, you know, we're going to simplify now. So now we have 4x to the third. If I add negative 4x plus a positive 3x, I get negative 1x and then plus 4. And this is my final polynomial as an answer. It's in standard form because this is the highest exponent on down. Okay, let's do another example. Example 2 is similar. The only difference here is that I have a binomial and I'm adding that to a trinomial. So don't let that confuse you. Sometimes there's just not going to be anything that matches up to add together. Okay, so we're going to start with our highest degree here. And so 2x to the third is the highest here. Negative 7x to the third is the highest here. We're going to put those together. Positive 2 plus negative 7 is going to give us negative 5x to the third power. Now I'm going to look, I don't have any x to the second power, so I can move on to regular x, or x to the 1. So I have 6x plus positive 4x gives us positive 10x. And finally, I'm left with a plus sign, and I've taken care of all of this. I'm left with this lonely negative 9, but we're just going to put that right on the end, and we are in standard form. There is no mistakes that I missed this time, and so we have our answer of negative 5x to the third plus 10x minus 9. Okay, so that's pretty much a recap of adding. Now, subtracting is a little more difficult, especially if you're not super good with your integers, adding and subtracting integers. So if you need to, please check in your calculators or check on your online calculator to make sure that you're doing this correctly. Okay, the order matters in subtraction because if I do if I subtract in the wrong way, I'm going to get a negative where I shouldn't or a positive where I shouldn't. So I'm still going to look for the highest degree. So the highest degree here is a 2 and the highest degree here is a 2. So I'm going to start with these terms. I must do 3x squared, positive 3x squared, minus negative 4x squared. So let me write that out for you a second. Positive 3x squared minus negative 4x squared minus, and then that negative goes with that. So if you remember your rules, that really is adding, and if you type that in your calculator, it will come up with positive 7x squared if you add that together. So I'm going to cross those out. Next in line here is a negative 6x. So that's going to go with our 2x here, but we're subtracting. So negative 6x minus 2x. That's going to be like negative 6x minus 2x, because there's not now another negative in front of there. And so that's going to give us negative 8x. Again, type it in your calculators to make sure. And then our last term, we have to go in order. Positive 5 minus positive 7. So it's really positive 5 minus 7. Okay, that's negative 2. It's nice and in order, and this is our final polynomial. Okay, last but not least, this one is challenging because not every term has a like term. Okay, so, and we're subtracting. So again, look for your highest degree. Highest degree here is 3x to the third power. But if I look over in my trinomial over here, I don't have anything to subtract from it because there are no x to the third powers over here. So that's like saying 3x to the third power minus 0. And so we're going to start with that guy. 3x to the third minus 0 is 3x to the third. Okay, bye-bye. Now, in this one then, my next highest degree is this negative 5x squared. And I do have a match here. So negative 5x squared minus 3x squared minus positive 3x squared is going to give me negative 8x squared. Okay, and again, some of you are going, why is that? It's because it's negative 5x squared minus, right there, positive 3x squared, excuse me. So it's like you owe $5 minus 3 more, okay? And so that's out of the way, and so is that. Okay, now the only term left in your first trinomial is a negative 6. However, you have a plain x in here. So there is an x term right here, but it's like a 0. It's like this guy has a 0x in it, okay? So 0x minus 1x is going to be negative 1x, okay? You really have a 0x minus that 1x. Okay, and the last terms that we have to deal with now are going to be negative 6 minus negative 8, okay? Again, negative 6 minus negative 8. So minus a negative is really adding. So it's like negative 6 plus 8, which gives us a positive 2. And now we have a polynomial that was bigger than we started with. That is okay. This is the final answer because we subtracted only the like terms. Okay, the adding should be pretty easy. And the subtracting, if you have trouble, please make sure to email me. Let me know if you need a little help with that. So subtracting, just remember the order does matter. And I will be available from 10 to 2. If you can't get to it by then, I will try to answer my email any other time as well. Okay, good luck. Hopefully you remember that. I miss you guys, and we will talk soon.